Hey, we'd like to welcome you all to the 21st Annual Shape of Wooddale Town Meeting. I am Jack Menching from Itasca Bank and Trust Company, and I will act as the moderator of this forum. We'd like to give a big thanks to the Wooddale School District for letting us utilize this beautiful facility. Our format tonight we'll have the panelists talk for approximately 5 minutes to tell you about their organization's recent accomplishments and their future plans. After everyone's had an opportunity to speak, we'll entertain questions from you, the audience. In order to speed up the question and answer period, we ask that you write out your questions and turn them into the people who will be around to collect them throughout the program. Just hold them up and pass them to the aisles, and we'll get them from you. I will then read the questions and direct them to the proper party. If time will permit, we'll try to answer all of your questions. I will try to group some of the questions to speed up the process if the questions are similar in nature. As a way to try to improve our communication, we're asking that you consider writing your name and address on the card, so if there's additional follow-up needed, you can be contacted. It's not necessary, but if you want to be contacted, please write your name and address. We will not read your name here. One thing that we ask is the questions be non-political and not personal in nature. This is an informational forum to help educate all of us. Unfortunately, we cannot allow people to speak from the audience because others cannot hear you and the television cameras cannot pick up the sound. After the program, there'll be cookies and coffee for everyone. You can also use that time to talk further with your elected officials. Many things have happened this past year. I'm sure we'll be able to come up with lots of good questions for the speakers. Our speakers tonight are going to be Brad Karish, Board President, Wooddale School District Number 7, Barbara Dunn, Board President, Wooddale Public Library, David Vogel, Board Vice President, Fenton High School District Number 100, Dorothy Lang, Board President, Wooddale Park District, Ron Herf, Board President, Wooddale Fire Protection District Number 1, and Nunzio Police, Mayor, City of Wooddale. Many of our speakers have brought people from their organizations to handle any questions which may be technical in nature. From time to time, we may utilize them to help to answer the questions. When they do answer, we ask that they speak into one of these two microphones here so that everyone can hear. And it's hard to get the sound all the way in the back, so we need the microphones used. We'd like to thank the Daily Herald and the Wooddale Press for getting the information out to you about this meeting through the use of their papers. Our first speaker tonight is Brad Karish. He's Board President, Wooddale School District Number 7. He's been on the board for 10 years, been president since a couple of weeks ago. And he's lived in town for 16 years. Brad?
Good evening. On behalf of Wooddale School District 7 Board of Education, I welcome you to our Center of the Arts. The Wooddale Board of Education believes effective schools are at the heart of a strong and thriving community. Preparing our students to work, learn, and lead in the 21st century is at the centerpiece of our mission. Last year, we engaged with all of our stakeholders to review and revise our mission statement. Our revised mission statement renews our commitment to collaborate with all families to help implement high-quality instruction and provide engaging learning experiences to empower each of our students to reach their full potential. This evening, I will present some of the activities taking place in our school district that illustrates the Board of Education's commitment to our children and our mission. The Board of Education provides intervention and educational services for children and families before they are school age through our comprehensive early childhood program. District 7 continues to offer a home-based parent education program for parents with children from birth to age 3. Additionally, the district offers a preschool for all program and a Head Start program for children ages 3 to 5. Altogether, we provide vital early childhood programming to over 200 children and their families. These programs come at virtually no cost to local taxpayers, as they are almost exclusively paid for with grant money. District 7 annually applies for and receives over $600,000 of grant money from the state and federal government to bring these early childhood programs to our community. Last year, our early childhood program underwent a comprehensive evaluation by the State Board of Education. We are pleased to inform you that our program earned the Gold Circle of Quality rating, which is the highest rating awarded by the state of Illinois. The Board of Education identifies and provides numerous intervention programs for students who are not performing at grade level, as well as for students who are high performing. District 7 has full-time literacy specialists and bilingual ELL teachers in each of our schools to work exclusively with students who are struggling with English, reading, and writing. District 7 offers a high-quality summer school program to all students who are performing below grade level in reading and/or mathematics. This summer, we also piloted a virtual summer school program where students participated via contact with their teacher online. We plan to expand this program next summer. To serve the learning needs of all students, we have implemented the school-wide enrichment model. This program is designed to enrich curriculum for all students and to replace and enhance curriculum for our academically talented students as well. The Board of Education recognizes that good government means taxing bodies should work together whenever possible to develop programs that will better serve the children and the families of Wooddale and stretch our taxpayer dollars. We continue to work collaboratively with the City of Wooddale to offer an after-school program called Choices. This program provides social services and homework support for our students in grades 1 through 8. Last year, we began purchasing our road salt through the city, which resulted in savings of several thousands of dollars to our taxpayers. District 7 also continues to collaborate with the Park District to house their after-school program at Westview School. This allows children with more space for learning and recreation. The district also continues to expand their relationship with the Wooddale Library. Collaborative programming currently includes student library visits and story times, on-site summer school programming, curriculum support for our teachers, and the Battle of the Books, just to name a few. Our staff regularly holds articulation meetings with the staff from Fenton High School. These meetings focus on reviewing curriculum to help provide our students with a seamless transition between elementary and high school. The board is also committed to supporting teachers and families to ensure that our schools provide the best instruction to our children. Administrators and teachers continue to ensure that our curriculum and instruction are aligned with the new Common Core standards and the next generation science standards. To support our teachers in this effort, they are provided with release time from class to write curriculum with support from our instructional coaches and outside consultants. District 7 continues to lead the way in providing our students with one-to-one technology. This school year, we're glad to announce that all of our students were issued individual iPads or Chromebooks to be used as a learning tool both in and out of the classroom. Because of our leadership in this area, District 7 has become a model for districts who are considering implementing similar one-to-one programs. Over 8 schools have conducted site visits so far to our schools in the last year, and many more are scheduled for this year, and there's a long waiting list from what I understand. Schools cannot provide for all needs of our students. We must count on families for our students to also do their part. The Board of Education is committed to supporting parents in their roles as teachers of their own children. We provide a home visit program to help improve communication and understanding between our teachers and their students' families. The board continues to provide support for Padres Unidos de Wooddale, which is a parent group that focuses on assisting Latino parents in our community. The primary goal of Padres Unidos de Wooddale is to provide opportunities for parents to learn to help their students achieve at higher levels at school. The district continues to provide multiple opportunities for parents to learn how to support their students' academic achievement. Some of these opportunities include parent education nights, PTO events, and access to parenting information online. The board has always stressed the importance of fiscal responsibility. Our consistent, conservative approach to managing finances has helped us to continue to remain solvent, even during these continuing difficult financial times. Last year, our board once again was awarded the financial rating of recognition by the Board of Education. This is also the highest financial rating awarded to a school district by the state board. The board and administration continue to monitor the budget and take the necessary steps to reduce expenses while preserving the integrity of our educational program. Last year, the administration and the Board of Education were able to realize budget savings of over $450,000. This was accomplished by refinancing debt, renegotiating vendor contracts, leasing technology equipment, and applying for additional grant monies. In these times of rapid change, it is difficult to know exactly what the future will look like for our students. Still, the District 7 Board of Education believes we have a responsibility to educate our children for the world in which they are going to eventually live and work. While having the basics of a traditional education will always be at the core of our schools, we remain focused on a future that will require successful adults to also be very well versed in the area of technology. This unique challenge reminds me of a quote by President Franklin Roosevelt, which sums up what I believe is our responsibility to our students. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Our next speaker is Barbara Dunn. She is the board president of the Wooddale Public Library. She's been on the board for 39 years, been in her board president for 2 years, and lived in town for 60 years. What were you doing the first 20 years? Barbara brought everything tonight except her voice, so we're going to ad-lib a little bit.
Good evening. As you can hear, thank you. As you can hear, I've kind of lost my voice. So instead of you listening to me croak like a frog, I have asked our director if she would please come up here and do the honors of telling you all the wonderful things about the library I planned on doing. Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne.
Well, good evening. I'm Yvonne. I'm the library director. I've worked in town here as the director for 11 years, and I'd really like to thank all of you for coming out to hear about the quality of life resources that Wooddale has to offer. I think it's an exciting time in town, and it's especially exciting at the library as we continue to expand programming for the community and deliver library resources in multiple formats to meet your informational needs. Whether you're visiting our main facility, using one of our e-resources available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or checking out our new mobile library, it's the library's goal to be a valued resource for library district residents of all ages. The delivery of information has always been a central part of the library's mission, and the library recognizes that people desire information in a variety of ways and settings, requiring the library to transform how we do services. Our newest service is the mobile library, which allows us to bring library services to local community events and to do special programming at schools and organizations in Wooddale. Special programming events include library services to reward students when they meet their reading goals, classroom visits at local schools, and supporting after-school activities for children in our area. In fact, within the past week, we've spent the day at Holy Ghost, and just yesterday, we were at District 7 at Westview School, providing programming for the Choices program. So there's a three-way partnership right there. The library of today is really about creating a community of lifelong learners with a book that takes a variety of shapes, ranging from print to audio to an ebook in downloadable format. I invite you to discover our e-resource library collections. Overdrive and eRead Illinois offer access to ebooks for your iPad, Kindle, and Nook, or your smartphone device. Our school-age patrons with their iPads and the Chromebooks access a variety of resources to help master Common Core curriculum goals by utilizing Tumble Books, a suite of Scholastic products, and the electronic resources of World Book and Grogolier. Last year, our students read more than 40,000 items in electronic format, in addition to the reading that they do in print. The good news is that when you combine the two, our students are reading more than ever. I'm very proud to say we work very closely with the Wooddale School District 7, Holy Ghost, the Park District preschool programs to provide services to promote and support their learning goals by providing access and resources and training for their parents, students, and teachers. We all have a cooperative effort with the end goal of increasing literacy and education levels in our community. Of course, we do offer a wide range of electronic resources for adults. You can learn how to better manage your personal finances with a 6-week Gale course, or how to write a resume and prepare for a job search with our Cypress Resume Builder service. You can take one of our technology classes to learn how to use Word or Excel, or use our computer lab to access your email account. Or, as much as I dread saying this, you can use our Consumer Reports database to learn the highest rated snowblower for the upcoming winter season. There's a wide variety of resources waiting for you to discover by clicking on the eServices link on our website at www.wooddalelibrary.org. I am also very pleased to announce that the library is a recent recipient of a statewide technology grant, receiving almost $25,000 to enhance the technology services we provide for the community. So you'll see some enhancements at the library this upcoming fiscal year. But of course, as much as we talk about technology, the library still has access to thousands of print resources for you to discover, whether it's a title from the New York Times bestseller list, a board book, or resources for your research project. The library has something to meet your information needs. We have music and audiobooks to make your commute more enjoyable, and free entertainment DVDs. We think we provide a great value for your tax dollar by offering a wide range of free programs for your family to enjoy. The library provides more than 120 programs a month, with more than 12,000 people a year enjoying our programs. Our early learning sessions prepare our youngest patrons for school readiness. Our Thursday Family Entertainment Night series provides local fun, free entertainment for families. Of course, it is disguised also as a lifelong learning opportunity, but don't tell the children they're having a lot of fun. And of course, Friday nights have turned into special programming events at the community, where we open from 7 to 9 with special events ranging from cooking demonstrations to hands-on learning opportunities. I see several people in the audience who come to those programs, and they will tell you, register and register early. These programs fill up fast. As for technology, with the grant, our services will continue to grow and expand. We have 3 technology labs at the library. We have an adult lab for residents 18 and over with 16 internet computers and a digital scanner for public use. The family lab has 8 computers and allows children and grown-ups to work together in what I call a less quiet environment, meaning talking is allowed in that lab. And we have 4 computers in our early learning center, teaching our youngest patrons their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Last year, patrons did almost 30,000 public computer sessions. If you prefer to use your own computer, we have a wireless network for your mobile computer needs, and we offer a printing service you can wirelessly use within the library or remotely from your home computer via the internet. You might say, well, why might I need to do that? I needed to do it when we ran out of toner at 7:30 in the morning at our house for a project, so certainly we have access for printing when you come into the library. You can sign up for our newest text messaging service to receive alerts when your materials are available, for pickup or reminders when items are due. Despite all of this technology, reading programs continue to be an integral service that the library provides. The library offers 4 book clubs for grown-ups to meet your reading needs. Book Club Express meets at the Target Starbucks and combines your love of reading with shopping, and the Polish Book Club meets at Art Gallery Cafe. The Mystery Lovers and George's Book Club meets at the library, each one offering titles to entice the reader. Because we understand the saying, so many books, so little time, If you're not able to attend our book club, we have our book club corner that features all of the book club titles, so you can experience what others are reading in the community. Of course, many of these print titles are found in our ebook collection, and I always tell people, did you know that people who read ebooks and print books read more books than people who read only traditional print? So really, reading is reading, whether it's on a mobile device or something in print that you hold in your hand. Sometimes it's the library's books and staff that are mobile. For the 9th year in a row, the Wooddale Library has partnered with District 7 to provide library service and programs to students attending summer school. Hundreds of books, and I saw the mover today from District 7 and thanked him again, so thank you, where we move books from our library into the Media Center. Well, we use that to supplement the Media Center's collection, and the librarians provide literacy and STEM programming to students, all of us with the goal to create a community of readers. This theme is carried out in our successful Battle of the Books program, which keeps students reading throughout the year. We know it takes a community to raise a reader, so we are grateful for our partnerships as we work together to encourage literacy in our community. Together, we are able to create great things for our community, whether it's early literacy instruction to toddlers enrolled in preschool, assisting high school students as they gather volunteer service hours, or promoting literacy activities at community events. We currently have a great partnership with Fenton High School and District 7 right now. Be sure to come to the library and check out the wonderful artwork that's currently on exhibit and display. Through mid-November, we have artwork for the junior high students and Fenton, culminating in a reception in mid-November. The library is a busy place, so we continue to strive to provide value and relevant services to our residents. So thank you for making the library a vibrant community center at the heart of our community. If you haven't been to the library recently, I encourage you to come and take a look at all of the things that we have waiting for you. In the meantime, please accept another invitation to attend our holiday open house scheduled for the evening of Thursday, December 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. It's a fun-filled event with holiday caroling, arts and crafts, refreshments, and of course, our most popular library card holder, Santa Claus, will be attending as well. So thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Yvonne. It's never easy to get that last-minute call, and so we appreciate that. I was just thinking, it's almost 7:30, and I haven't gotten a single robocall yet this evening, so there's a real benefit to being here. The kids all say they don't need landlines. Now I understand why. Our next speaker is David Vogel. He's Board Vice President, Fenton High School District number 100. Been on the board for 5 years, been in his position for a little over a year, and been in town for 35 years. David?
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mayor, fellow speakers, friends, fellow taxpayers. All right, before we dive into this, just a show of hands, how many Fenton alumni do we have among us? Fantastic. All right. Well, it is true. My name is David Vogel, and I am the graduate of the class of 1987. Okay, there, I said it. Rest assured, I won't ask any of you to confess your graduating year. I am joined this evening with a couple of our extraordinary staff, Dr. Pierce, our superintendent, Mr. Todd Layden, our principal, and Terry Wood, our director of community service and director of community relations and social media. So I got to tell you, I'm really excited to be here this evening. When I actually sat down to write this thing, I timed myself just to see how long it would take, and it came out to like 17, 18 minutes, and I thought, oh boy, maybe I should think about rewriting this thing. I emailed Terry and Elaine at the bank, and they come back and say, well, these things are usually about 5 minutes. So then I think to myself, okay, maybe I should rewrite this. And then I'm like, no, there's way too many exciting things going on at Fenton, and you need to know about it. So then, of course, I asked my wife. I rewrote it. So, what is Fenton High School? Well, It's a gymnasium, a fitness center, a theater, a concert hall, a lecture hall, a science lab, a trade school, a library, a restaurant, a civic center, and a home. For a 2,000-pound bison, it's a home. My family is no stranger to Fenton. My wife graduated in 1986. My daughter graduated in 2012. My son will graduate in 2017. It's true, I have been a board member for 5.5 years, currently sitting in the role of vice president, and I can say with absolute certainty that Fenton High School is an outstanding educational institution. Are we perfect? No. Do we make excuses? Absolutely not. We tirelessly research, reason, and we aggressively work to implement solutions. Fenton has gone on to produce Disney animators, television personalities, investment bankers, lost my place, multimedia, multi-million-dollar computer software developers, and yet continues to have a knack for attracting many to come back and call Fenton a career. We currently have 1,554 students enrolled, of which 584 reside in Wooddale. Broken down ethnically, that's about 54% Hispanic, 35% white, 4% black, 3% Asian. But what do all these numbers represent? Well, they represent over a 90% graduation rate. Our most recent graduating class of 284 students submitted 831 applications with over a 90% acceptance rate. Some recipients of those applications include University of Illinois Champaign, DePaul, Loyola, Marquette, Drake, Elmhurst College, University of Iowa. The bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, is that our children are going to college, and Fenton is preparing them. But how? Well, with initiatives like our one-to-one program, our newly implemented Bison Time, our facilities update. So let's talk about those briefly. What is a one-to-one? Some of you might not know. Well, basically, in short, it means a device for every student. In short, for us, a laptop, specifically a Google Chromebook. So how was this accomplished? Well, it's not hard to argue that the means and methods of which our children are learning today have changed and accelerated. So in an attempt to stay ahead of this curve, after many hours of research and discussion and a pilot program, I'm happy to say that at the beginning of this school year, we were able to provide every student a Google Chromebook, paid for 100% with Title I dollars. So just an example of how this type of technology is changing the classroom. Let's take Miss Nicole Hendricks' accelerated freshman English class. Recently, she was able to take our Fenton one-to-one students and pair them with Lake Park students. And they were able to work side by side without ever leaving the classroom. In a Skype video conferencing sort of atmosphere, the students were able to see and speak to one another in real time. They were able to brainstorm and talk through writing problems using another program called Google Hangouts, which is sort of like an instant messaging type of program. And the result is that these students were able to collaborate on an anti-bullying workshop, a workbook that they hope to market to middle schools. We're helping to prepare our children with programs like Bison Time. We can all agree that time management is something that's a little bit more difficult these days, and for a 15-year-old, there's no exception. So what about those students who might be struggling within a given subject? Getting them to come in before school, after school, and utilize that time has proved difficult. So a collaborative effort among the board, our staff, faculty, we implemented a resource period within the school day. The students' progress is tracked on a weekly basis, and students who might be having some activity that might suggest some interventions within a given subject can actually request a pass to go to one of our 14 resource departments and seek additional academic support. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what about those kids who don't necessarily need the additional support? Well, those kids can actually use that time to complete coursework. Request a pass to go see a counselor, a nurse, a dean, or perhaps attend grade level meetings. Now, we're also working hard to prepare our children through our facilities update. Since 1955, with the exception of our field house and our auditorium, Fenton has pretty much remained unchanged. Now, with the increasing demand for technology, the incredible speed in which information is passed and received, we took a step back, we looked at our core formula, and how we are currently inept of handling these dramatic changes, and it really wasn't hard to see for the district at large that an update was needed. So the board, along with members of the community, parents, teachers, staff, we set a facilities committee up to do some research, set some goals for a long-range building renovation plan. And this is a result of that committee. Number one, we wanted to create a new, clearly defined and secure entry system. Number two, add 4 additional general instruction rooms, realign existing spaces, and share resources to maximize instructional space. 3, include multiple large and small group spaces furnished for flexibility and adaptability. 4, expand and redirect circulation routes to ease the flow of students from one area to another. And 5, to create transitional areas to accommodate activities and social interaction. And I'm very pleased to tell you that our first phase of construction will begin the summer of 2015 with an anticipated completion date of 2016. So academically, we find ourselves on really solid ground. But it is also important to stress that we are working equally as hard on the social element of our children's education, paying close attention to the community to help take a more proactive approach to combat issues like cyberbullying, drugs, teen pregnancy, instead of waiting for these situations to occur. For instance, October is National Anti-Bullying Prevention Awareness Month, and recently we welcomed New York Times bestselling author Jay Asher to our school. His book, 13 Reasons Why, was selected as Fenton's first one-to-one school book reading initiative. And again, through Title I funds, we were able to provide every student with a copy of this book prior to summer vacation. Over the summer, the kids met and had discussion groups so that they could include their thoughts and interpretations on the book. Meanwhile, our teachers are emphasizing the book's theme through extra activities in the classroom. With the uprising heroin overdoses in DuPage County, I'm happy to say that there are no current issues with any of the students in our school. Our police liaison, along with appropriate staff, they didn't hesitate to bring in speakers to educate parents and students about the dangers of heroin use, but to also teach proactive methods on healthy living lifestyles. Our community relations are only getting stronger. Let's take Rich Weiss's classroom. This year, Fenton created a new business course called Virtual Enterprise International. Now, this course is designed to teach students about business, entrepreneurship, finance, technology, economics, through a task-based hands-on curriculum. Guided by a teacher and business mentors within the community, students manage a virtual company. They manage a virtual company both internationally and internationally. In September, we welcomed these local business owners of the community and members of the local chambers of commerce to interview the students and make recommendations as to which position within the virtual business these students would most succeed. Let's talk about community service, because Fenton is certainly no stranger to community service. It's a requirement of our school that our students perform 25 hours of community service in order to graduate. So with our graduating class of 2014, based on that class size, they should have accumulated 8,500 hours of community service. Instead, they accumulated 21,502. Let me say that again. They accumulated 21,502, the largest in our school's history. It's pretty impressive. We recently started a new senior gold card program for our seniors 65 and over, which basically provides free admission to most of Fenton's events, including our upcoming fall play, Taming of the Shrew, which opens this October 30th and runs through November 1st. That wasn't a plug. Our athletics and our extracurricular activities continue to celebrate success. State qualifiers in bowling, cheer, cross country, dance, diving, golf, gymnastics, tennis, track and field, wrestling. This past year, our Fenton Dance Force took 3rd place at the 2014 IHA State Finals for competitive dance, competing against 228 schools. We've had state qualifiers academically for our academic teams: band, chess, choir, contest drama, math, FCCLA, group interpretation, and speech team. The lists, they go on, ladies and gentlemen. There are great things going on at Fenton High School. But we take the serious notion that there is always room for improvement. Perfection is a standard that we will always continue to pursue. I stand before you proud to be a resident of Wooddale and proud to be a member of this extraordinary school. I encourage you to come see for yourself, and I'm hopeful that you will. Our door is always open. If you enter through door 2 and get through security, our door is always open. There are many ways to stay in contact with Fenton. Our website, fenton100.org, is always up to date on current programs and events. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can subscribe to our newly e-newsletter or check out our new YouTube channel. To educate and inspire lifelong learners is just a fraction of our mission statement. It runs through our veins in the colors of orange and blue. On behalf of everyone at Fenton, I thank you for coming this evening. I thank you for your commitment to Wooddale, and thanks for not sleeping. Good night.
Thank you, David. We can use some more questions, and the majority are going to the mayor, so the other taxing bodies could use some questions. So please feel free to write some. Our next speaker is Dorothy Lang. Dorothy is board president of Wooddale Park District. She's been on the board for 29 years, been in her position for 6 months, and lived in town her entire life. Dorothy?
Good evening. Allow me to start by thanking Itasca Bank and Trust for arranging this annual event and giving us the opportunity to share what is going on at the Wooddale Park District. In just 2 years, we will be celebrating 50 years of service, and the future could not be more promising. This past year, the district has many achievements worth mentioning tonight. We created a new mission, vision, and values to anchor and guide us. Our new mission, serving the community with quality recreational experiences that provide a fun and healthy lifestyle. We purchased 4.4 acres adjacent to the Salt Creek Golf Club from the DuPage County Forest Preserve District. This added acreage expands our valuable open space and allows us to make much-needed improvements to the maintenance facility at the golf course. We also received another energy grant for nearly $13,000 to make indoor and outdoor lighting improvements at the recreation complex and Salt Creek. Additionally, we replaced the beach water park pool heater with a more energy-efficient system, saving fuel costs and thereby helping our operations become greener. Because we believe in reinvesting in our facilities, we completed the final upgrading of Wi-Fi at the recreation complex and Salt Creek, making both facilities completely accessible. Additionally, we purchased new strength equipment for the fitness center, thereby remaining current with the latest fitness trends. We also purchased this past year an outdoor-indoor movie screen with projection and sound system. This was a joint purchase agreement with the City of Wooddale and also from a donation from Itasca Bank. Hope to see some of you at the community movie nights in the coming year. As a result of the commitment and the hard work of staff, we received some notable accolades this year. This includes 3 consecutive exceeds ratings from our lifeguard audits. As contracted, Jeff Ellis and Associates make surprise visits to the pool to monitor staff performing their rotations and to test them in their lifeguarding skills. These audits resulted in ratings that acknowledge our safe practices. We are extremely proud of the fact that we received the Daily Herald's Readers Award for Best of the Best Golf Course. This award received as a result of votes cast by readers who recognized our great service standards at Salt Creek. Our mission also calls for providing quality recreational experiences through programs and events. This past year, we brought the new and rapidly growing sport of foot golf to Salt Creek. Since May, we have recorded 710 rounds of play, demonstrating that this sport is a valuable addition to our list of programs. Foot golf will return in the spring of 2015, so for those of you who have not tried playing, give it a try. It's very family-oriented and easy to learn. Understanding the importance of family gatherings, we offered a new major special event this year, our Festa Extravaganza. This fest included games, music, food, and fun activities suitable for the entire family. Due to our strong turnout, plans are underway, are ready to be offered again next year. We hope to see you there next September. This past Saturday, we held our 36th annual Scare Walk. We had over 800 in attendance, and thanks to a very generous donation of pizzas from White Cottage Pizza, everyone who attended got a piece of pizza at the end of the Scare Walk. At present, the district is heavily focused on the future. Realizing that it has been nearly 20 years since the district formulated a master plan, the board made a commitment to develop a new one. This summer, we hired the firm Planning Resources, Inc. to help us develop a comprehensive strategic master plan. Working together with the board and staff, these consultants have held numerous focus groups, conducted meetings with stakeholders, and conducted an in-depth inventory and analysis of all the agency's major assets. They have also closely examined our operations in every department, seeking ideas for advancement and improvement. Last week, they sent out an attitudes and interest survey to 2,000 random households throughout the district. Please fill one out if you've received it in the mail. Those of you who have not received one, you can obtain one at the Recreation Complex. And to aid our foreign language speaking citizens, it's also available in Polish and Spanish. Once the results are tabulated and analyzed, they will be shared with the community at a meeting on Wednesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. at Salt Creek Golf Club. The full plan is scheduled to be finalized in February of 2015 and promises to help us pave the path to the future. The Park District has lots to be proud of, and we still have lots of goals and aspirations for how we can better serve the community. To do this in line with our needs, we require feedback. Please complete a survey, attend a community meeting, or talk to the board staff or our executive director. With your assistance, we look forward to doing our part at making Wooddale a great place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorothy. Our next speaker is Ron Herff. He is the board president of the Wooddale Fire Protection District. He's been on the board for 8 years, been in his position for 2, and lived in town for 47. Ron?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I want to thank Itasca Bank, the school district, for this great evening so far. Along with me tonight, I have Sandy Mead and Rick Lindahl, along with Chief Ruka and Deputy Chief Chakowski to help us with questions perhaps later on. The fire district is made up of 3 trustees, which myself and the other 2 members. We have 6-year terms, and every 2 years there's an election. The district serves an area slightly larger than the city of Wooddale. The area includes also portions of Itasca and Bensonville. We have 2 firehouses, one which is on Wooddale Road, right here by the Park District, and the other one is behind the Georgetown Shopping Center. Our district currently employs 26 full-time firefighters, 2 full-time secretary staff, and we have a minimum of 6 firefighter paramedics on duty every day. The fire district has 2 advanced life support ambulances, 1 ladder truck, 1 brand new fire engine, and then an extra ambulance was also recently purchased. The fire district currently operates a budget of $4.8 million, and we also have reserve funds for equipment, vehicles, and building projects. We're also looking at a strategic plan that we haven't updated in quite some time, and our finances are in very good shape. During the year of 2013, we responded to 1,933 calls, which 983 of those were medical ambulance calls. Our district participates in an automatic aid where one of the surrounding towns automatically comes to our department to aid. We only have 6 guys on duty, so we might get 2 from Addison, 2 from Itasca, and so on and so forth. We also have mutual aid for the bigger calls where we need multiple fire engines. We'll get that mutual aid as needed. The mutual aid system is made up of all the states within the United States, and it's been in service for about 45 years. The district also operates a fire prevention bureau, which we inspect local businesses, along with training the general public and local programs. As far as our programs go, we do blood pressure checks, basic CPR training. We do open house. We just had one this past October. Fire extinguisher use, Smoke detectors, if you need one, please give us a call. Educational tours, we have a residential Knox Box program. We have a holiday food drive, which is December 14th. We also participate in parades and dedication ceremonies. That's about it. I'll be here to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Our last speaker before we get to the question and answer period, we are getting a good selection of questions, so it should be a good evening. It's Mayor Nunzio Police. He's mayor, City of Wooddale. Been on the board for 7.5 years, been in his position for 3.5, and been in town for 25.5. You do everything on the half year. Mayor?
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank all the residents for taking the time to come out this evening and show their interest in the community. I'd also like to thank Itasca Bank and their entire staff for hosting this event and helping out this evening. And of course, round of applause for our moderator, Jack Mensch. I'd also like to recognize our city council, some of which are in attendance this evening. From Ward 1, Alderman Frank Lazara and Peter Jacob. Ward 2, Alderman Roy Wesley and Art Woods. Ward 3, Christine Winger and Tony Catalano. Ward 4, Eugene Wesley and Mike Sosmarski. Clerk, Shirley Siebert. Treasurer, Sandra Porch. And our staff is also in attendance. Manager, Jeffrey Murmas. Police Chief, Greg Vesta. Finance Director, Brad Wilson. Community Development Director, John Forrest. And Assistant Director, Jennifer Hennigan. And Public Works Director, Matt York. This evening, I'd like to start with giving an overview on a few challenges facing our community right now. Airport noise. Ever since last October, Wooddale has seen a huge increase in flights overhead. The city is doing all we can, which I will highlight some of those efforts. But we still need your help. It is very important for residents to please continue to call and complain about the noise to the O'Hare Noise Hotline. The number is 1-800-435-9563. And the website, you can complain online, www.o'harenoise.org. All this information is on our website. Wooddale is a member of ONCC, which is the O'Hare Noise Compatibility Commission. This is the organization which collects the data from noise monitors and handles the sound insulation program. In this forum, we continue to voice our displeasure about how the airport operates. We also continue to work with our neighboring communities who find themselves in the same boat, such as Bensonville, Itasca, Norridge, Schiller Park, Harwood Heights. Wooddale is also a member of the Citizens Group FAIR, which is working on a fair allocation of runways. We're also working with our congressmen and women to assist in putting pressure on the FAA for some type of resolution. The key for us is to stand united so they can't continue to ignore us. Wooddale has also been very proactive in making sure legislators know our displeasure with the current situation. First, a citywide survey was sent out. Earlier this year, we saw 2,800 petitions come back, all citizens voicing their displeasure. These surveys were sent to our congresswoman who presented them to the FAA. Second, in the next week's election, I should say, we have referendum questions on November ballot so you can voice your opinion. The City Council and I want to continue to make sure our residents are heard and will not rest until some major changes are made with the airport noise. Train noise. We also know that the airport noise is a hot topic right now, but we have not forgotten about the train noise. Here we have some better news. Starting next spring, Wooddale will be working on establishing a quiet zone through the entire city, which should eliminate about 85% of the train horns. The cost is over $1 million, of which Wooddale will pay zero. We will pay zero. Thanks to the grant money we are receiving from Metra and IDOT, courtesy of some fine work and collaboration between our state legislators, city staff, and the City Council. We are working as fast as we can to get the quiet zone established. However, this project must be synced with the intersection safety improvement program at Irving Park and Wooddale Road. Yes, this project will let you turn from Wooddale Road to westbound Irving Park when the train gates are down. And that will be starting next spring. Water rates continue to rise because of increases from the City of Chicago and the DuPage Water Commission. Increases from those two entities will lead to one more increase coming in January 2015, which will be about 72 cents per 1,000 gallons. Wooddale itself has not added any additional increases of our own since May of 2012. I wish I could tell you that we will not add to that 72 cents in the future, but at this time, the council and I have not had that discussion. In the near future, there will be a discussion on this topic, and we will be trying to work out a solution that will be good for all residents. Our goal is to control costs to you by making the tough decisions so you are not overburdened. Now, some of the positive things that are happening in the community. As mentioned earlier, Wooddale Road and Irving Park Road safety improvements should finally be starting in the spring. I know we said this last year. Unfortunately, there was an issue with a couple of right-of-way acquisitions that IDOT needed, so we were not allowed to start this past spring. According to federal regulations, everything needs to be resolved before the use of any federal grant money can happen, and this project is funded with grant money. The Downtown Vision Plan was created to highlight key areas from the train station to Salt Creek, along Irving Park Road and Wooddale Road. Some of the highlights within the project area are as follows, and I'm sure you might have seen some of the pictures out in the hallway. The facade improvements are underway on Front Street. This is a public-private partnership that the city is working on with businesses along Irving Park Road, which will improve the aesthetics of the city. The first building being completed is across the street from the train station on Front Street. You might have noticed the construction going on. We continue to plant trees on Irving Park. So far, we've planted approximately 17 trees with more to come. This is all part of our plan to enhance the beauty of the city, so when people are driving or riding through, they will notice Wooddale as a community they may want to stop by to either shop, dine, or just visit. Construction of the new clock tower will start in conjunction with Wooddale Road and Irving Park Road Safety Improvement Project. I have heard some rumors that because of this tower, we will not be able to fund road projects. This is simply not true. Everything we do has been discussed and has been put in the CIP, which is our capital improvement plan, which looks out 5 years. Every year, the plan is evaluated in case we need to make any changes. The CIP is what helps us prioritize projects in all areas such as our roads, sewer and water lines, addressing flooding issues, maintenance of all city buildings and vehicles, and of course, aesthetic enhancements throughout the city. Basically, if we aren't willing to invest in our community, how can we expect a new business to be enticed to opening up and investing in Wooddale? Some of the big projects we have going on. Wastewater treatment plant is the largest project in the city's history. The plant has been engineered for the future, but built only for now. If we need the need arises to expand the plant in 10 years, it can be done without starting over. The project was funded with SRF loan funds, which is state revolving funds, which covers approximately 70% of the cost and rest through a bond issue. This project is scheduled to be completed in 2015. The Elgin O'Hare Access Project is underway within our city limits, which I'm sure many of you who drive Thorndale have noticed the changes already. Wooddale is committing close to $2 million over the next 4 years to this area for improvements to our utilities, improving bike and pedestrian walkways, and improvement to aesthetics. You will be happy to know that approximately 75% of the $2 million will come from the tollway due to the property they needed to acquire from us so that they can build their road. Please keep an eye out for notices on lane closures and changes in traffic patterns so we can keep the interruption to the flow of traffic to a minimum. The information on this project is on our website, and you can also sign up for an e-blast giving you up-to-date traffic patterns info on the website as well. Speaking of the website, the city is in the final stages of redesigning our current website into an expanded and more user-friendly site. You should see a whole new look to the website in the next couple of months. Regarding flooding, we are making some progress since we did our citywide drainage flood study, but more work needs to be done. We have incorporated the areas that flood into our CIP so as we can continue to replace the sewers, water mains, and resurfacing of our streets in an area where we have continuous flooding, we can also improve the water retention to minimize or eliminate flooding in an area. As I mentioned earlier, all projects are plugged into the CIP. No more is the practice of resurfacing a street this year and then in 3 years come out, cut up the street so we can put in a new water main. That is a total waste of your money. Everything is identified and figured into the plan. We're also working with DuPage County, where they have taken the lead on behalf of the DuPage communities affected by Salt Creek in a cost-share effort with Elk Grove, Cook County Board, and their Forest Preserve in doing something with the Bussey Wood Dam. We hope to have construction on this project next year with no cost to us, providing the grant money comes through. We should find out hopefully in the next few months. As far as our finances, first I'd like to clear up some rumors about Wooddale running out of money. This is nonsense. We still have over 9 months in cash reserves. Our financial policy states that our goal is to never fall below 6 months of cash reserves. The City Council and I are committed to remaining fiscally responsible and working within our means. That is why the city staff, City Council continuously update our CIP and coordinate projects so our funds are always spent wisely and never wasted. Also, keep in mind, the City Council and I stress the importance of passing non-deficit budgets, which once again this fiscal year we achieved. Our sales tax revenue continues to be our largest source of income and thankfully continues to stay at a steady pace. Last fiscal year, we had a modest 3% increase in our revenues. So please, continue to shop Wooddale as much as you can. We do still have some foreclosures, but we have seen that number decrease over the past year. We do continue to closely monitor those properties so they are maintained and don't become an eyesore to the neighbors. If you have a house near you that has just been vacated, please call our community development office so we can add it to our list of homes that need to be kept an eye on. Our industrial park continues to be occupied above 92%, and our city staff continues a good working relationship with our business community. In conclusion, the goals for Wooddale: keeping our streets safe, remain fiscally strong and financially responsible, continue to update and improve city infrastructure, buildings, and equipment, improve areas that continually flood as to minimize damage, enhance the appearance of our city, continue to work with our neighboring communities so we can deliver a unified message on what we would like done to minimize or eliminate the airplane noise. The most important thing is to continue to provide excellent service to the residents through the hard work of our staff and its employees, whether it's having a police presence, repairing a broken water main, trimming a tree, snow plowing, or just making sure the garbage is picked up. And if any resident ever has any questions, always feel free to call any one of the city council members or myself. Our phone numbers and emails are on the city website. Thank you for coming out this evening, and enjoy the rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, we've got lots of good questions now, so hopefully we can get through these as quickly as we can. And the first one came up for Fenton and one came up for the mayor. Maybe the same thing or maybe different things, but they're both related. For Fenton, Fenton held an assembly during the day on heroin and an evening forum for the parents. Will you be hosting another? It was very successful. And for the mayor, it says, will Wooddale be hosting another forum on heroin as you did last December? We applaud Wooddale for addressing this epidemic. So for both Fenton and the mayor.
Thank you very much on that. And honestly, the chief should take all the credit for that. He's the one that handled that. And Chief, could you answer that?
Thank you, Mayor. Now, this was really a great partnership, too, with the school districts to get the word into the schools as to the heroin problem that's happening in DuPage County. I'll let the school district discuss some of the ongoing educational sessions that they're having. We're continuing to try to get the word out there through our websites and through the media. You've probably seen several stories in the media over the last couple of weeks about the Narcan program. That's a program that actually is a leader in the state that started just last year at this time. We started trying to work and get that program started with the state's attorney, the coroner, the health department, and since the 1st of January, we've trained every police officer in DuPage County how to administer Narcan, which is a heroin antidote. And in DuPage County alone, since January 1st, there's been 27 lives saved. So it's making a difference, hopefully giving those people one more shot at rehab. And so we're proud of those accomplishments, but we also are pleased the partnerships we've had with the school in getting this message out to our kids. I'll let them discuss the ongoing education.
As far as Fenn's concerned, I'll say that as a parent, I'm equally as concerned and certainly would advocate for more of this. As far as what we have planned in the schedule, I personally don't know. I'll ask our principal, Mr. Layden, to answer that for you.
Thanks, Mr. Vogel. Right now we have, well, first of all, I'd like to thank Chief Vesta for last year, that collaboration with both of us working together for the assembly during the day for students and then in the evening. This year we don't have one planned as of right now, but what we do have going on, we're one of 6 high schools in DuPage County that are a part of a grant that have a program that through Robert Crown Center in Hinsdale, where all of our freshmen are going through a week-long program in which they are learning more about heroin and doing an assignment. And then we did have a school assembly during the day to talk about that with our staff. So our staff's been updated on it. We're working with our freshmen this year, but I'm sure Chief Vest and I will have more conversation and maybe look for something in the future. So thank you.
For the Park District, Bensonville seems to have a very successful Music in the Park program. What is Wooddale Park District doing to compete with this?
Matt, it was always in conjunction with the city, though. Do you want to address it?
Matthew Allman, the Executive Director. Our job isn't to compete. Our job is to provide services the community would like us to do. Concert series are a staple of many communities. We've had a lack of success with getting a great turnout, so staff is always revisiting our program portfolio and our events. The Festigravanza that we offered this year, one of the things we're discussing about having live music at that event next year, making it ethnically based. It's my understanding, too, that the Park District doesn't do the music series in Bensonville. It's done through the city. And we're going to be in discussion with the city. We're partnering on the movie series and the movie system. And if there's a strong need for more concerts, we can do that. But obviously, you want a return on that, and the return is participation. If there's people who would like to discuss this further, I welcome you after the meeting or to approach me in the office.
This is for the mayor. It's been asked for 20 years in a row, and it won't ever get asked again, so I want to let you answer it one more time. The intersection at Wooddale Road and Irving, what about the light from Wooddale turning left onto Irving when we were waiting for the trains? Why should we have to wait? Yes.
As I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, we couldn't start the project this past spring because of these 2 properties. Supposedly should be resolved, and we're hoping to go out to bid in January, March the latest. So we're hoping to see that project finally underway.
For the Park District, what is the status of the Park District property at the east end of Tioga Trail? Is this part of the Park District?
I don't know where that is. Anybody know?
That's not our property.
Anybody want to claim it? Okay, they're saying it's Bensonville. Maybe. Okay, possibly Bensonville. For the mayor, has Constellation Energy Aggregation Program rates been a cost savings for the residents?
There is a slight savings. It isn't the same. I believe the last program we had was approximately 20 to 22%, and this, the finance director probably helped me. It's more like 3%. Is that correct, Brad?
Good evening. Yes, the prior one with First Energy was around 20 to 25%. The current one, depending on a couple other factors, there's a summer rate for ComEd and a winter rate for ComEd. It's anywhere between 3 and 8%, depending on which rate structure ComEd's using. So it's not as much as the prior one was. There's some long story with ComEd and long-term energy purchasing contracts coming due and rolling off, things of that nature. So it's not as advantageous as the prior one was, but it's still should be a savings for the residents in the future, or for the past few months and the months to come.
Two questions for the mayor. They're kind of similar. Are there any plans to sue the Chicago Department of Aviation for more residential soundproofing? And will fare allocation in runways, acronym FARE, have more Wooddale residents exposed to aircraft noise?
As far as suing the city of Chicago, we're basically working with the communities, like I said. Just actually yesterday morning, DuPage mayors and managers are going to push for legislation through the state if they would change from DNL to CNEL, like California does. That would reduce the noise because it's measured at a different level. Like at night flights would be a higher, they would get a deduction of 10 points. So we are also working with our congressmen and women on getting a meeting with the FAA, with the other communities I mentioned. We are working with the communities on the east side as well as on our side. There's strength in numbers. And yes, please continue to call. We had over 2,800 petitions come in. If 2,500 of those residents called at least once a week, that would be 10,000 calls from Wooddale. That would keep opening up eyes.
I may be mistaken, but I think I just read in the paper one lady called 600 times in one day.
Well, that's what they try and do. They try and say, one person was 30% of those calls. They try and downgrade it. They try and, belittle us. We need to stay strong.
For the mayor, I hope I'm reading this right. Can you get loudspeakers at all the intersections where the train gates go down? Instead of the trains blowing their horns from Bensonville to Wooddale, maybe the loudspeakers announce it? I'm not sure. I live along Potter and Central.
Well, what's happening is with the quiet zone, which will be starting next spring, along with the Irving Park and Wooddale Road, it should correct about 85% of the noise because some of the conductors could blow their horns. But the thing, it'll be next spring. I think completion, by the time we get it all done, would be sometime in the spring of 2016. Is that correct, Chief? Or am I saying too early?
No, what'll happen is once the construction is completed, at the Ash Street crossing, that's the real one that needs certain type of warning signals installed. They're called constant warning time, which gives the same warning time whether a train's going 10 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour. We can't even apply to get that quiet zone until those are in. That's part of the $1 million that's going to be upgraded at the Ash Street crossing and the pedestrian crossing at the train station, which the mayor said was all federal grant dollars. But once all that is done in spring of 2016, that's when we can apply to the FRA for a quiet zone. And we're working with the construction of all these things to make sure all the things are in place that will allow us to get that quiet zone once the construction is done.
For the library, Barb, you can save your voice on this one. Thank you for the many excellent programs you offer through the years. Your staff is dedicated.
Thank you.
Thank you for saving her voice. For Fenton, I don't get this one, so I'm not sure. In what TV shows are you appearing or working on?
Me personally? Well, I recently shot an episode of Chicago PD and a few others, so.
It's better than America's Most Wanted. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Touche.
For the mayor, at last year's meeting, the city manager announced a new website for Wooddale would launch in May. What has happened to those plans? I think you just talked about that.
Right, we had some delays. I know Nick's not here, who's our IT guy, could probably explain that better than I can. But I have been told by the end of the year, we should be operational. Is that correct, Jeff?
Jeff Murmas, City Manager, City of Wooddale. That is correct, Mr. Mayor. It should be ready before the holiday season. It's basically ready right now. Some of the final tweaks are being worked out. In the next community newsletter, you'll actually see some screenshots of the new website. And additionally, some added time has taken place because we wanted to make it a little bit bigger and better. There'll be an app associated with the new website for all you mobile device users. There'll also be a lot of newer bells and whistles that you'll see on some of the more fancier municipal websites around. So we're looking to make Wooddale's website one of the top tier ones around. So again, that'll be ready before the holidays.
For the Park District, the day pool pass should be good for all day, not just for day or evening. Guess that's a comment.
What is it? Are they talking about pool passes?
Pool pass.
Staff is reassessing our pool pass system for next year, so we hope to have some improvements and changes.
This one is addressed to me, but I'll defer to the mayor. Why wasn't this meeting advertised in the Wooddale Community Newsletter? Good suggestion.
We will take note of that.
For the mayor, I did not write that. For the mayor, why are there still problems with the audio portions of city meetings, the sound quality being garbled, held at City Hall? I thought the new equipment was installed a few years ago.
The new equipment is installed, and if there's a meeting you don't hear us, I know staff looks those tapes over, but if there's a specific date, let us know. We'll check into it. But if one of the elected officials does not turn on their mic, that could also be a problem.
For what it's worth, and maybe if they're on the edge, I get it on the Itasca on Channel 6, but it does come across garbled. You can see on it, but it's garbled, and that may be a Comcast issue.
And a comment on the town hall meeting, the Shape of Wood. As far as the newsletter, I think when we arranged this, I think it was already set, now that I think about it. We didn't have time to get it in there, it was done.
Okay.
That's right.
For the mayor, this is a history lesson. Please clarify what are the powers of the elected mayor and the scope of power for the city manager has within the city manager form of government, which the City of Wooddale has adopted.
Basically, the city manager runs the day-to-day operations, and the city council and the other elected officials make the policy, take care of the budgets. We're the ones that make the decisions on how to spend all the money. So the manager cannot spend the money unless we give him authority.
For the fire district, how are we prepared for a hazardous material train derailment?
Chief, can you take care of that?
Thanks. Like we talked about earlier, we're part of the MABUS, which is MABUS Division 12 is where we're part of, which includes all the communities in DuPage County, basically. And we all pull together, and we have a hazardous materials team. We have all the resources. We can actually go to other areas and divisions, even the city of Chicago and state and federal agencies for assistance. But yes, we are prepared for that, especially with all the petroleum products that are coming through the community. So thank you.
For the Park District, who is responsible for cleaning up the garbage dumped in the woods owned by the Park District?
Guess we are, but I don't know which one.
Well, we hope not to find that, but our maintenance department does come around. If you know of any areas that they may not see or find, let us know. We'll go out and clean that up. Obviously, they do the areas that are publicly accessed, but sometimes in the deep woods, if we need to do the cleanup, we'll do that with our maintenance department.
For the library, Yvonne, you'll probably have to take this one. For children that can't afford a reading device such as a Nook, does the library allow them to check these out? Or do they offer any assistance through grant money for them to be purchased?
Yvonne, would you like to take that, please?
As you're aware, the school districts have the Great One-on-One Technology Initiative that they've rolled out. So all the students in the school district either have an iPad or they have a Chromebook. So if you're talking about the students in the school, they typically have access to a mobile device. The library does do workshops on how to use those other mobile devices. We've done workshops on Nooks and iPads. There's a lot of licensing restrictions on whether or not the library could actually download and pre-put content on those types of mobile devices, and those are some of the restrictions that prevent us, for example, getting a Nook and preloading lots of titles on it and then checking it out to someone. We are looking through some of our technology initiatives to have more mobile devices that people can check out and use when they're in the library, and those are things that we'll be looking forward to doing in the upcoming year.
For both Fenton and the grade schools, is the bullying issue being addressed? Pardon? Bullying. The bullying.
Yes, currently at all of our schools, we constantly have curriculum that's presented by the teachers as well as administration that support the anti-bullying throughout the entire school year. We have presenters that come in about it, and the students are constantly reminded of what it is to be kind and courteous to each other. Each of our school districts, each of our schools within the district have reward programs for the students for their good behavior and for how they show their goodwill towards other students. And it is just not tolerated within the district. It is addressed continually throughout the school year.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Something that is sensitive to Fenton and is equally. We take cyberbullying very serious. Within our jurisdiction, we constantly monitor Facebook and Twitter accounts as best as we can, trying to pick up on chatter that could possibly be going on. Participating in events like I mentioned earlier this month is National Bullying Awareness Month, constantly bringing in people and speakers. We have a program called Be Real, which is a program that is sort of used to incentivize the children to take a more proactive approach on their own, and being sensitive to what it means, what it is, paying attention to what could possibly be going on amongst their own peers. We try to incorporate the seniors and make them peer mentors, bringing in them to discuss issues with freshmen, to have relationships in those capacities as well. So.
I think before we get an answer on this question, everybody should chip in $1 and the winner takes all. For the mayor, how much money did the video poker produce for the city?
I think right now it's about between $6,000 and $8,000 per month. Brad, do you have a total since it started, or? Yes, no?
He's adding in his head real quick.
Oh, I see he's using his mobile device.
Yeah, to the penny, no. But since the program's been, since its inception, since the first machine went in, it's somewhere north of 90,000 and below 105. So somewhere between 90 and 105,000. It's been in for probably about 16 to 17 months at this point.
It's exactly what I was guessing, so I'll take the dollars. For the mayor, please explain what is the waiver granted to Wooddale for flood control management? Who grants this waiver, and what are the benefits to Wooddale?
Who wants to take this one? Matt? Or John? John, probably. We're a full waiver community. I think that's what they're talking about, John.
Yeah, correct, Mayor. Wooddale has been granted a status as a full waiver community from DuPage County, which allows us to keep any sort of construction projects that deal with stormwater management or large-scale projects, even if they're not located in the floodplain. But it allows us to do the plan reviews and really have a hands-on involvement in being sure that everybody's property is protected to the best that we can be certain. And that way the plans did not have to go to DuPage County and sit out there for a couple of weeks waiting for review. We have a lot more control over that, and we can do the plan review turnarounds much quicker.
For the mayor, when is the fixing of potholes going to be done, especially on Prospect from George Street to Mary Jane and the various side streets?
Matt, can you answer that?
Yes, potholes are obviously a big problem in town. Certain streets are worse than others. Mill Road, obviously, is one of the major ones that we have. We go out about once every 2 weeks to fill potholes. If you do have a major pothole problem, please call Public Works directly and let us know where the potholes are at, and we'll make sure we take care of those. The Mill Road project is the next big, huge water main / road project, and that'll be done in 2017.
I think our website, you'll be able to post that complaint on a website. Once the website is operational, I believe you'll be able to put your complaint in.
For the mayor, what are the plans of the city in relation to airport noise and real estate values?
Again, we're doing everything we can. We're going to work with our local communities, neighboring communities, I should say. Try and get a meeting with the FAA, with Congress involved, see what we can do to change the way they land and take off. As far as property values, I know the Fair Group is looking to have Chris Kane at a meeting, who's the assessor, tax assessor, and could answer some other questions on that.
If you have the power to raise property values, I like the new form of government in Wooddale. For the mayor, why is the city of Wooddale spending $650,000 on a non-essential clock tower, driving the city deeper into debt? And why wasn't such a huge discretionary expenditure put to a referendum vote? The citizens and business community of Wooddale would be much better served if the money went to fund the facade improvement program.
As I said earlier, if Wooddale is not willing to spend money on itself, why would a business come into town? It's very simple. Everyone who owns a home, if we let that home alone for 30 years, what's it going to look like? Is somebody, if you want to sell that home, are you going to be able to sell it? Is somebody going to want to come into that home unless they're going to buy it for nothing as a fixer-upper? We need to invest in the community. Everything is done plugged into the CIP. And that's pretty much.
For Fenton, there was another shooting around the country at a school last week. What, if anything, is Fenton doing to protect so that this does not happen?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking it. We have a police liaison on staff that monitors the halls. I don't know exactly how many cameras we have, but we have a substantial amount. The doors are locked. During the school day, people can only access through door 2, like I said. And those people have to be buzzed in from the outside. You have to push a buzzer, and through an intercom type setup, you have to explain who you are and what your business is before you enter the school. And then you're immediately greeted by an individual staff member and directed to the appropriate place within the school. I will say that the facilities plan update that we have been working very hard on, security was at the forefront of those discussions, not just from preventing people from walking into the school, but from actually being able to see into the school. So I can assure you that it's something that we talk about on a constant basis, something that we monitor on a constant basis, and we will do everything we can to make sure that our children, mine included, are safe.
This is just a follow-up on that.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch important from the law enforcement side too. This is another thing where we regularly work with the school districts, both Fenton and District 7, and even Child's Voice, which is the hearing school for kids with hearing loss. We do regular lockdown drills. I know they practice their plans. We practice our plans. We do an active shooter drill in every school every year. And so we do plan for that in this area. Unfortunately, it's a reality in our world today, and we have to be ready should that come. But really working together with the schools, I think we've done quite a bit of planning and preparation should that ever happen around here.
I'll show my age. When I was in grade school, we did nuclear bomb drills. Remember when we did those? Everybody out in the hall? I don't think that was going to work, but that was a big thing back then. I'm not sure who this goes to because I'm not sure what this is. Has been a member of ONCC helped Wooddale?
ONCC is basically the O'Hare Noise Compatibility Commission. I can tell you it's run by the CDA, Chicago Department of Aviation. We did receive a lot of sound insulation, a lot of homes were insulated. You know, as far as getting our message out, we have to keep voicing our opinion. A lot of people think that's a dog and pony show over there. Maybe it is. But we have to have a seat at the table, otherwise they're just going to walk right over us. I know we already are getting a lot of noise.
For the mayor, have the street renovations on South Cedar Avenue and Montrose Avenue been completed and passed final inspections? What guarantees exist for the work done? What is guaranteed and how long is it guaranteed for? When does the guarantee begin and end? Somebody's not too optimistic.
The work has been completed. I believe the sod was finally finished. As far as all the warranties, I believe, Matt, is that once we have a year, or is that correct?
Yeah, all that work is completed. We have a 3-year warranty on all the work that was taking place over there. So anything that's defective, warranty bond will help us get that repaired.
For the mayor, when is the Ash Street Railroad Crossing improvement scheduled to begin? Are there plans to improve or resurface Irving Park?
Ash Street is supposed to start next spring or summer, depending once the Irving Park Wooddale Road project starts. And again, the quiet zone will not be operational probably until the spring of 2016, but the work on Ash should be happening next year. As far as Irving Park, some of Irving Park will be done because of the safety improvements that's going to happen next spring and summer, and the rest, I believe, within the next 3 years or 4 years. I'm not.
And there was something on the back here. Will our property taxes be adjusted to compensate for airport noise?
Speaking to the assessor's office, he said property values are on the way up, but they are in the process of reassessing right now, and I'm not sure where he stands on that, but I know he is scheduling a meeting with the fair group and possibly could be here or the library. I'm not sure where that's going to be held yet.
For the mayor, why is $16,000 being spent on a design for a rain garden for the detention pond on Potter Street when Mother Nature has reestablished her own rain garden there, namely a field of cattails? Are the cattails to be removed a second time?
What's going on at that retention pond, I believe last year, I don't know, I forget how long it took to clean the mud that accumulated at the bottom of that pond. And we are working with the businesses along the tracks to clean up basically the view as you're riding into town. It looks terrible. We are trying to improve the aesthetics. So we can't ask the businesses to clean up the backs of their buildings, plant new trees, and then the city has a mud pit right next to their buildings. We are looking to clean that up as well.
For the mayor, what is the anticipated EAV value loss due to the roadway expansion? What plans are in place to recoup the lost revenue?
The roadway expansion?
That's what it says, the EAV loss due to the roadway expansion. That's probably the toll road.
You know, I think I understand the question. I know Bensonville is losing a lot of EAV because of the Thorndale, the I-390 over there, the highway. Wooddale is not losing properties like Bensonville is. I know Bensonville's lost quite a few, and it's been a hot topic over there. But as far as Thorndale, we have not lost any properties, unless you're talking about somewhere else, but I believe.
For the mayor, is there any future plan in the area, the 338 Grove Street Wooddale Apartments, that you know of?
No, right now they are, I believe there's a new owner. Is that correct, John? You want to speak on that building, John?
Yes, that property was recently acquired by a new investment group. They've been spending some money fixing up some of the units that have been vacant and repossessed. And I believe they're actually working with some of the existing property owners in there to purchase the rest of the units. And they are, even though they remain condominiums, a lot of those are currently being rented, typical as like an apartment as they used to be. But they are still condominiums.
For the mayor's stop sign, corner of Irving Park and Grove Street, west of Irving from Wooddale Bowl. The reason, many children in the apartment complex are unable to cross south over Irving Park Road to use the park area. I guess they want, can you put a stop sign in at the corner of Irving Park and Grove so that the kids at the apartment complex can cross Irving?
I'm not sure if we can stop Irving Park, Chief, and I'm not sure if we can put another light there.
Any changes to that roadway would have to be done by IDOT since it's a state-owned roadway. Certainly if there was accidents happening there or safety concerns that they saw, they might consider doing that. But kind of knowing the data over there, I don't think the data would support a stop sign, and probably not in the middle of Irving Park Road. It would probably have to be a stoplight, but it would be something that IDOT would do as a part of their safety program.
For the mayor, will Georgetown Square get a cosmetic makeover and also add some more family quick bites like takeouts or bookstores?
As far as the mall, I believe there's a new restaurant coming in. I'm not sure if it's going to be next month or in December. I'd have to speak to the mall.
This is for the schools and the park district, so you can all jump in. Why must our kids have to do door-to-door selling? Most recently, soccer team selling candy, scouts selling popcorn. And for one thing, some people that answer their doors do not have the money to buy any of this stuff, much less eat it, with maintaining healthy programs. I'm sure they don't feel very nice turning down those kids. I'm sure the kids don't like being told no thanks. I, for one, do not like any of the selling by the kids.
Well, John, if you can get up and speak on behalf of the board, I'd appreciate it.
John Corbett, Superintendent at District 7. In District 7, primarily because of the age of the students, our students sell nothing. We have one fundraiser that's for the fifth graders because they go on an outdoor education trip, which is 2 nights. Overnight, it's a $100 cost. And I understand that much of that sales is done to families. So there are no door-to-door sales for fundraisers at District 7.
Well, based on, yeah, do you want to go first? Based on the, for lack of a better word, how busy our kids are these days and the amount of activities that they're involved in, both academically and with athletically, there are a lot of extracurricular events that take place, field trips that go out of state. Teachers from time to time will come to the board and ask us to approve weekend trips for academic purposes and stuff, and to try and stay as fiscally responsible as we can and put the burden on our budget. The kids, quite honestly, voluntarily step up to the plate and try and raise the money on their own. But if there's if you want to add to that at all, Todd, at all.
I think the one major collection, I'm Kathy Pierce from Fenton High School. The one major collection that our students do is this time of year, and it's our National Honor Society students who actually are going door to door collecting for UNICEF. We have very few activities that would have anything to sell outside of school. I will point out that the Boy Scouts and those youth soccer leagues are not affiliated with any of the school districts.
Speaking for the Park District, our sports programs don't do any fundraising. We cover that in our fees. The only program that I'm aware of that does do a little side fundraising, and it is not door-to-door, is we have a Market Day program that helps support our preschool.
For the mayor, this person may be jumping the gun a little bit, but not too much. Winter has now started. Why can't we leave the Wooddale station open until 9 p.m.? We always have to wait for our ride and it's cold outside. I believe that's for the train station.
Oh, the train station. That's something we could look at, I guess. I know the doors, I believe, automatically close at 7 p.m., but we can discuss that with the manager and the chief.
Mayor, compliments. Ooh, you don't get many of these. Can I see your handwriting? No. Thank you for continuing to make Wooddale a safe place to walk and shop. Have law enforcement within the village, you have law enforcement within view when driving or walking. Thank you and continue the fine work.
Thank you.
For the mayor, who can we talk to about removing fluoride from our water supply? There are many reasons to oppose fluoridation at fluoridationalert.org, such as fluoride is the only chemical added to water for the purpose of medical treatment and cannot be controlled since each individual needs different levels, and it can cause harm to children and babies which are being overexposed and causing issues such as dental fluorosis, severe bone disease and kidney disease, arthritis, damage to developing brain, and reduced thyroid function.
Matt, I'm going to need your expertise on that one. And if you can't answer that, then we'll have to get an answer for whoever.
The quick answer to that question is we will talk to DuPage Water Commission, who we purchase our water from. They provide us with water through the city of Chicago. So we can look into that issue.
We still have a bunch of questions. I'll try to go as fast as we can to see if we can get through all of them. For the Park District, how well can the outdoor movies be heard over the noise of airplanes?
Wow. We'll stop the movie for each flight. No. The sound system and the cinema system we brought is significantly robust. But obviously it's going to depend on the weather conditions. It's going to depend on the parts of the movie, but the sound system is very robust, and I don't know the decibels that it puts out, but when we tried it out, we were very impressed with the amount of volume that we can kick out with that thing. But we also got to be respectful of people who live near some of these venues, and that we don't want to make sure that we're making it so loud that we're bothering them as well.
Brad has an answer.
Do silent movies and have the subtitles underneath.
For the mayor, does anyone update the Wooddale website, RE Trick or Treat Hours, showing where for 2013, when I called the fellow I spoke to said that they're the same as last year, and I told him that it said 2 to 7. Kids aren't even out of school at 2 o'clock.
They're actually 3 to 8 because it's a Friday evening.
Okay. And maybe if somebody can get the website just to say 2014 real quick. This is for the mayor. It's almost time for the snowplows again. Must they go 50 miles an hour down our side streets? The faster they go, the more snow they throw back in our most time plowed or shoveled driveways. Also, homeowners have to be reminded for burying fire hydrants. I don't think we should have to call and complain to have our public works men come and unbury the hydrants.
Well, I know depending how high the snow gets, Public Works is out there, and as well, also the fire department, I believe, goes out. Is that correct, Ron? But if you see a truck going down the street at 50 miles an hour, please call that in and we will take care of that right away.
That will be the Elgin O'Hare Toll Road. Yeah. For the mayor, who makes decisions about community events such as the hours allowed for Halloween? The time seems very short. It seems to reflect a lack of city involvement.
From what I understand, the hours have been set. Chief, I don't know who set those. Did the police department set those for safety for the kids or what?
No, those are actually set in the city code, so we don't, they're set 3 to 8, Monday through Fridays, and 2 to 7 on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's set according to city ordinance. So if we wanted to change that, we would have to amend the city ordinance.
For the mayor, with all the new construction going on, is anything special being done to make existing commercial buildings more appealing to businesses?
Well, we have started the facade program, and first building is being worked on right now. I believe last Thursday we had a discussion of continuing the facade program. If we're talking about somewhere else, right now we're working on Irving Park. We're trying to basically start at Wooddale and Irving Park and work our way east and west.
For the mayor, is it true that 400 apartments are going to be built on Thorndale and Wooddale Road?
400 apartments?
It must be a 400 apartment building, a big complex.
Well, there is a picture out in the lobby. It shows the corporate Main Street plan that has corporate buildings, hotels, maybe some shops, some restaurants, and there could be some condos in there as well. Somebody want to speak on that? Ms. Hennigan?
Safe over there because the mayor can't see because of the podiums in the way.
The city's Thorndale Corridor Master Plan does call for up to 425 units, but it's not definite that those would be constructed.
For the mayor, why the big increase in water? My monthly bill went up $60 for a household of 2.
Again, we have received increases from the City of Chicago and the DuPage Water Commission. The City of Chicago raised their rates simply because they needed to update their infrastructure. They sat on their hands and did nothing probably for 30 years. Now they have to spend money, and they have basically passed it on to DuPage Water Commission. Five increases in a row, 5 years in a row. And then the DuPage Water Commission's increases are due to the 0.25% sales tax that is expiring next year and that's 1/4% sales tax to DuPage communities and residents. That 1/4% raises about $31 million a year, and basically they're making that money up because they still need the money to keep the infrastructure up.
For the mayor, what plans does the village have to absorb the additional traffic due to Thorndale Avenue construction?
Basically, as far as Thorndale, a lot of the work is done in either through Wooddale, it's on the south side of Thorndale. The roads will be operational during construction. If anybody has driven down there, you see a lot of the trees are gone and whatnot. I'm sure there's going to be some delays. We're just going to do our best with the police department to make sure traffic flows as steady as possible. That's why we're trying to stay on top of it.
For the mayor, can residents reopen the wells, their wells, as a source of water for their homes? And if no, why not?
That discussion came up a couple of times, and I believe if people start opening up their wells, basically, I believe part of the discussion was people start combining the water with city water, and there's contamination. Anybody want to add some technical expertise on that? Okay.
So is that question referring to using the city wells or allowing residents to use their private wells?
I believe it's the residents on their private wells.
All right, yeah, it's, if you have a house that's served by city water and then you want to interconnect your private well with that line, if there would ever happen to be a drop in pressure out in the city system, say if they were going to be flushing fire hydrants or there was a fire, they opened the hydrants, or you had a main break and that water pressure dropped, that would cause your well water to actually backflow into the city's water supply. And if that well was contaminated or had bacteria in it, that would then get into the city water supply and would come out of your neighbor's tap or 3 houses down, something like that. So that's why the 2 water services are not allowed to be commingled.
For the mayor, how can residents assist in monitoring O'Hare noise? Is the 800 phone number our only recourse? Are there noise monitors that we can buy or computer apps that we can download?
Well, I know there's some apps on the phones that I know some people have downloaded, and they get readings of 100, which is naturally above the 65 DNL. But again, the way they monitor the noise is a 24-hour period. So if you have basically 12 hours at 100, and then the other 12 hours they're at 0, they're going to tell you, oh, we're at 50. That's part of the problem. And that's why we're trying to change to the CNEL, which would penalize them a little more and make it a little more stringent. And again, that was yesterday at DuPage Mayors and Managers meeting. It's basically going to be sent down to Springfield now.
For the mayor, and I did not write this, what is Wooddale's bank balance? It used to be about $24 million.
24 million? No. The general fund used to be approximately, I think around $11 million, Brad? 10 and a half, 11, and now it's about 9.5 million. Is that correct?
He's coming up.
For the general fund itself, it's pretty close to being accurate. You know, I'd have to go back and do some math. I think we have money at 8 different institutions, so I'd have to add them all up real quick. I think, just real quick, back of the napkin, you know, I don't know that it was ever at 24, so I think we're about 17, give or take, at this point.
But that's with the money in the water fund as well.
Correct. All funds combined. Yeah, all city funds combined.
And just so everybody understands, in the past 4 years, the city has spent close to $70 million. The treatment plant itself is the only thing we've borrowed money, which is about $31 million. The other $40 million was cash.
For the fire district, is it true that our ambulance will only go to Alexian Brothers Hospital?
I think I'm going to have to ask the chief to answer this one.
Yes, that is correct. Due to the location of Elmhurst Hospital, when they moved a couple years ago to their new location, we even talked with Elmhurst Hospital and determined it was just too far a distance to go. So yes, Selection Brothers is the only hospital we transport to. So thanks.
For the mayor, what do Wooddale residents have to do to get speed bumps on their street? Make potholes.
If you have a problem in your area, you can either call one of the elected officials, one of your aldermen. Basically, you have to get some of your neighboring residents to sign a petition, and once you have a few residents, call City Hall, call your alderman. We will pass out a petition, and I can tell you right now, a lot of the residents will not respond, and the ones that do want it, they'll get the temporary speed bumps, and then once we go to do the permanent ones, everybody starts to respond, and all of a sudden we get a different response. But there is a procedure to follow. You could start with the alderman, and they will help you out and assist you, or myself, no problem.
For School District 7, are there plans to add foreign language to the curriculum? It would have been helpful as students begin language at the high school level to have some prior exposure.
Well, with that, I'm going to ask Dr. Mary Beth Caderna, our curriculum director, or John, whichever you'd like to come up to address that.
No, right now, there are no current plans to add foreign language. It's something that we consistently discuss, but it is also a matter of budget and space to provide the extra coursework. So it is something we do continually discuss, but currently there are no plans to add foreign language.
Also, I apologize. I did not introduce all of our administrators that are here tonight, so just quickly, Dr. John Corbett, our superintendent, Dr. Mary Beth Caderna, our curriculum director. We have Wendy Flaherty, who is our business finance manager, and our two board members, Marilyn Daniels and Carl Lang. So, I'm sorry, and Amy Speed. And there she is, hiding back there.
For the Park District, the parks are in desperate need of renovation. Kids are going to neighboring towns to play basketball, and that should not be the case. How much money is being set aside for updates, if any? Where are our tax dollars going if not for the kids?
That's an excellent question. And actually, right now, other than basic maintenance, we're not spending any money on park updates. The main reason why is it has been since 1995 that we've put a master comprehensive plan together. So the board made the commitment to this year put a master plan together with the help of our consulting firm, PRI. We have a community survey that's out in the community right now. We've held focus groups. We're doing assessments, as President Lang went over. And this plan will help guide us in terms of where our priorities, where our investments in terms of park development, park improvement, park addition should occur. So we basically need the system, the science, and the needs before we start just addressing it haphazardly. Our commitment is that we will obviously make park upgrades, whether they be playgrounds, adding additional amenities, anything that we feel is based on the plan tells us that is necessary to do, and we'll put that as part of our CIP, our capital improvement program. So absolutely it is a need, but we need to obviously take a comprehensive look at it and put it together in a comprehensive way.
Okay, we're not going to get to all the questions. There's about 8 or 9 that we didn't get to here. But all the questions we'll be giving to the taxing bodies so that they get to see the questions as they're written out on that. So I apologize for not getting through all of them. The last one, it's really a comment for Fenton. Thank you for securing Chromebooks for all of the students. It's been a wonderful tool for my children and has helped keep them on track with schoolwork and projects, and they are excited to do that work. Kids excited to do work. Okay. Not when I went to school. This is a big deal, and it's greatly appreciated by the parents as well as the students.
Thank you. Yes, we're really excited about it. And so far, it's been off to a phenomenal start. So we're excited.
It's not easy being up here and having to answer all these questions. Let's give our speakers a big hand. We'd also like to thank you, the audience, for your participation in the Shape of Wooddale Town meeting. It doesn't happen without all of you out there. We look forward to hosting the program next year. Please watch on Comcast, and you can see this rebroadcast and on the Wooddale channel. Please help yourself to coffee and cookies. Thank you. Good night, and see you next year.